this right here, rectangle. Okay. Start at a point and pull it out into a rectangle. As I move it around, it's changing, but I can also type in there. So I'm going to do 3.5, comma 3.5 because a 4x4 is 3.5 by 3.5, right? Okay. There's 3.5 by 3.5 rectangle. Now I'm going to go select my pointer and I'm going to click on that surface right there and see how it highlighted. You see that? Now this tool right here is the push pull. I'm going to click on that and I can click anywhere in the space. Sometimes it's easier if you pick a point or something. In this particular situation, it's not going to matter, but I'll just click somewhere and then move my cursor in the direction I want to go. And I will type 8-foot enter. And so now I have, you know, a rough, this is what I'm going to buy at the store, right? 4x4 by 8. I'm going to take this, select the whole thing, right click, and I want to select make group. This is a very important step, and if you forget it, you'll find out why soon, but I'll try and explain it. Okay, so make group. Now this thing is one piece. Okay, this is just, there's my 4x4, it just exists. Actually, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna go edit group. And if I wanted to, I bet you, but there's a way to search. Oh, here we go. That's wood veneer. That's not what we want. But I guarantee you there's in here somewhere a pressure treated wood symbol that we can just paint it with. So now I'm gonna zoom in. I'm just gonna paint, oops, these sides. Okay, so now, oops, I didn't get the ends. You gotta edit group, this one. Let's make sure we get the bottom just for the fun of it. Okay, so there's our 4x4. Triangle, 1.5, comma, 3.5. There we go. No, it assumes inches. Now to get feet, I have to, just like in IntelliCAD or DraftSight, I have to use the foot symbol because it's assuming it. Yeah, okay. Right. If I hit 8 without hitting that, it would assume 8 inches. Now I'm going to select just that one. Yeah. Now I could also make it component as well, but what would happen, like when I'm drawing the details, the riser details, certain components that don't change, like valves, those I make components. Piping can change in length, and so that's a group. If I made a whatever size pipe that was a component and I modified one, like I made copies of it and I modified one, it would change all of them. Whereas if it's a group, it only changes the one you modify. So you can think of, there's kind of different scenarios where that's useful, right? Certain things you don't ever want to change, certain things will change. Like I'm making these a group because it's lumber and we're going to use different lengths. So where am I at? Edit group. I'm going to do this again. Yeah, this is totally separate. And I could even go in and be worried about the name of it and stuff and name it specifically if I wanted to. But for a drawing like this, I'm not going to worry about any of that shit. Okay, so now we got 2 of our 3 pieces, right? Now our last one is 1x6, so we'll do square. Now, is that actual 3/4? So 0.75, comma, but would that be 5 1/4? Oh, 5.5, okay, gotcha. Now, those are 8-foot sticks? Yeah. So make group, we probably want to, now, I don't know what color wood, when we want to differentiate wood poured cord. Yeah, that's not right, but you get the idea. You can totally Google. I'm sure there's tons of stuff on whatever surface you want, you just Google it, and I'm guaranteed that there's a lot of stuff in here already that you just got to know how to maneuver. Flower box. One thing I'll tell you too, as a hint, one thing I do is I always make a little box. I'm just gonna do 12 by 12. You do this to manipulate things. It just makes it easier. So both of these we need to lay down, so I could select both of those. And I just used control and clicked on both of them to select multiple. Now I'm gonna go to this rotate command, and having this surface just makes it really easy to rotate things the way you want to. I could do it on here, but sometimes it doesn't. It's just easier to have something like this. So I'm going to click here, go out 90 degrees, and then start it to turn it the way I want. Again, down here in the lower right hand corner, it's asking, as I move this, it's changing the angle, but I can also just type, get it. Yep. And there I go. Okay, I'm gonna go edit group. These are 8 feet, so I'm just gonna go down 6 feet. I probably should have copied it first so I'd have my original always, but now, well, yeah, so the way that you copy in SketchUp is you use the move command, and then while you're in the move command, if I hit control, it's gonna switch to copy. So I'm gonna press it right now, and now there's 2. See how it's the move? When I hit control, it added that little plus symbol. Now see how one thing you got to pay attention to SketchUp is that you're locked on your correct axis, because I could just go, I want to make sure I'm going straight in the correct direction, right? But see how my line right next to right here, it locks on the red axis. If I do it just right, it'll lock on any of them. If I get close, it'll snap into it. So now, when it says red axis, I can also now at this point hold down the shift button, and it's locked into red axis. So I can do anything here and it stays on there, okay? So I'm gonna move it in the right direction and hold locked red axis, and I'm gonna type 48 inches. All I have to do at any point now is hit control once, and that brings the plus sign up. That means I'm in copy mode. I can hit it again and get out. So start moving. Oops, I wanted to bring it up. Hit control, there it is. Now to lock me into the axis, I have to hold down shift. Now, if I'm just looking at it and I can see that it's locked into green axis and I'm not touching anything, I can just type the dimension and it'll work. But sometimes there's weird situations where you gotta hold down that shift to lock it in to make sure it's doing it. I'm gonna grab both of these. Like in AutoCAD, DraftSight, and IntelliCAD, right to left is the same thing. It's only if it's in here, does it get it all? Here if it intersects, right? So I got both of those. Now I want to rotate them 90 degrees. I use the rotate command, and I'm gonna do it on this plane over here. I really could do it right here. This wouldn't be bad, but yeah, I just go 95. Yep. And there it is. When you have to move the camera in the middle of a command, you have to remember to go back into the same command again, or you will lose what you were doing, if that makes sense. I was using the push pull tool, and then I switched to the camera tool right here, orbit. If I wouldn't have clicked on push pull again, I would have lost it. Yep, exactly. Control. Yep, yep, yep. See how it adds that plus? When I hit control, it adds the plus sign. Oh, look at when I do shift, it does plus or minus. So I could take that one away. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay, now let's get our other board here. Is this gonna go this way? It's gonna be easiest if we do it's 12 feet. That's what, 4? Here's the midpoint. I'm just trying to think okay. We want this divided into 3. It's 4 feet. So if I move this over 2 feet in each direction, we'll be good, I think, right? You think that's good enough? Oops, gotcha. Okay. You can see the framing and stuff. Okay, so now let's do... Okay, here we go. Let's set up some scenes here. Is that a good view right there? Okay, let's do. Okay, so there's one view. We could even print this. Let's try this. Let's do landscape and just see what happens. Is he gonna ask us to save it somewhere? Let's see what happens. There we go. Okay. Why did it ask me? Oh, here we go. This is what it was supposed to do. I think it just glitched the first time. Flower box 1. Oh yeah, and that's what I put in there, right? Yeah, there might even be I think there's a SketchUp app. You might even be able to, put this model on your phone. Cool. If you want to go back, you just hit that. Yeah. You can set up as many of these as you want. Yeah, so like let's go, I don't know, let's just say this is the one we want for whatever reason. And so you can either just go over here under scenes and hit the plus sign, or I can go up here and go add a scene, or was there add? Did you see it? Yeah, right there, add. And you can change these with, like, this is called scene 1, but I just go down here and call, I don't know, best view. It doesn't matter, you can call it whatever you want. Okay. Now up here it says best view versus scene 2, and we'll call that not good view. I don't know. Whatever. It's called something else for some reason. You might have, you could have, maybe you got 4 different flower pot designs on here, and you could have it just set up to where the perfect view on each one, and you're talking to her, you just click, okay, here's this one design. Okay, here's my other design. You just kind of leaf back and forth between them or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff. Nice. Like along here. What would you make that out of? Nice.